Man, it's warmed up a lot since I left Ukraine, and it was beeping. A lot of people beep to say hello, but some people beep because they're angry, so it's easy to get confused. But yeah, I've left Belts, and as you can see, all the snow's melted, which is good for me. It's much easier to cycle when it's like this, especially on the big roads, because the hard shoulder now is cleared of snow, so I can kind of dodge cars there. Wow, a transformation from a couple of days ago. You can see all the black soil, the really rich soil that Moldova's famous for. But yeah, this was covered in snow a couple of days ago. My host, Maddie, called this mud season. Sinjeri is where I'm staying tonight, and Chișinău is the capital, where I'll hopefully be in a few days' time. It's 122 kilometers. Showing through on here that the snow has kind of retreated into the north. It's actually starting to get greener down here. That's such a nice thing to see, because everything's been so muddy and dead. To actually see some like nice green grass here is a really refreshing sight. Hopefully, if I keep heading in this direction, which is the plan, south, that's south up ahead, things will just keep getting greener. So I'm just coming out of a town called Orhai, or Orhai, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm now only about 50 kilometers from Chișinău, which is the capital of Moldova. And I'm staying with a local guy who I met earlier on this trip. We bumped into each other, got talking, and he sent me a message saying I could stay in his flat.
That's me cycling through central Moldova. In the space of 24 hours, 3 guys had tried to rob me, and I saw a traffic accident involving a dog. That second thing had really shaken me up, and I didn't feel like talking to the camera for a while. I took a day off while I processed everything, before getting back on the bike and doing my best to shake the image from my head as I cycled through the dry, dead countryside.
Second to last hill before I get to Chișinău. In fact, I think I can see Chișinău on the other side of that hill over there. There's some smoke coming up.
As I arrived in Moldova's capital after a rough couple of days, I once again found my spirits being picked back up by the kindness of strangers. This time, that was largely thanks to Alex and Marina. did they invite me to stay in their spare flat for almost a week, but they'd also planned to teach me a little about Moldovan wines. And took me to Mileștii Mici, the largest underground wine cellar in the world, which houses wine gifted from the Moldovan government to dozens of world leaders. It's so extensive that you need a car to drive through it.
This is just a reminder that even though the snow is gone, it's still pretty cold. I'm just walking around the biggest park here in the city. Chișinău is about halfway down Moldova, so I've probably only got like 5 days of cycling left, and then I'll be in Romania. I'll be cutting across Romania and then Bulgaria, and then I'll be going into Turkey. I've got probably, I think it's about 1,100 kilometers from here to Istanbul cycling. It's pretty exciting. It feels very weird to be at like quite a bit over halfway now. I can't really imagine myself going back to normal after all of this.
I've been dying to reach Moldova's capital for another reason. So, the day before I cycled south, I hopped on a bus to what some call the country that doesn't exist. A bastion of Soviet architecture and influence that has clung on as the world around it changed.
I'm here in Transnistria, a region of Moldova that has officially declared its independence from the rest of Moldova, but it isn't recognized as an independent nation. It's pretty quiet here. There's not many people walking around. Yeah, it's kind of strange because like there's this huge park and I'm like the only person in here. That is a really big statue of Lenin.
Tiraspol, the region's capital, is dotted with statues and busts of Lenin. And it seems that everywhere you look, there are relics of the Soviet past.
Even though they look kind of similar at first glance, it's kind of striking me how independent Transnistria really is. They have their own flag, their own number plates, and even their own currency, the Transnistrian ruble, which is really kind of cool, but I can only use it in this little tiny part of the world.
It is, in fact, the only currency that uses plastic coins.
This is a memorial park, and I know that some of these are a memorial for World War II. Some of them are also from the war in Afghanistan. And then this wall here is actually a memorial for all the people who died in the War for Independence from 1990 to 1992. There are a lot of names. I did not realise the scale of that war. We obviously don't hear about it much in England. This building is known as the Supreme Council, and the big white one that I saw earlier is called the House of Soviets. There behind me you actually have the Transnistrian flag right next to the Russian flag. I'm not sure what those other ones are over here. Maybe the regional flags from Transnistria.
That hammer and sickle might look familiar from the days of the USSR, but Transnistria is the only country that still displays it on their national flag.
I somehow just ended up teaching an English class. I don't really know how that happened, but that was really funny. I was supposed to get the bus about 40 minutes ago, and instead I ended up teaching this class. I am a little bit worried now because there's only one bus back to Chișinău, because I missed the last one. And if I miss that one, then I'm technically overstaying my visa, and I might be in a bit of trouble. So I really want to get this bus. This is all very confusing.
After half an hour wondering if the bus would ever turn up, or if I was stuck there, I headed back to Chișinău. Before I'd start cycling towards the southern border with Romania, a couple of 100 kilometers away.